What's good, gente? Ya saben, it's your boy Conejo right here with Smokey the Loco Bear. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much we're gonna be doing a video, or an interview, I should say, right? And pretty much the homie's gonna be answering some questions, especially when it comes to the sucker phrase, right? Because I know individuals have been asking me, and I was gonna make a video, but like, hey, homie, I have a homie, you know what I'm saying, that knows what's up, and especially when it comes to that movement, right? Or group, whatever they want to call it. So the homie right here, Smokey the Local Bear, is gonna explain. And yeah, man, on Spencer, hey, you want to come in and introduce yourself, bro? For like, I know some of the viewers already know you, but for the ones that don't, you know what I'm saying, you want to introduce yourself and like let them know what your channel's about, G.
All
You
right,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
it's Smokey the Local Bear. I got a channel. I'm a wildland firefighter now. You know what I mean. So on my channel, I just try to show you guys what I do, and on my lives, promote positivity and stuff like that. And also, this interview is to give you guys a little history lesson about the sucker free. You know what I mean. I'm not promoting, that lifestyle or anything like that. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Just letting you guys, there's questions that been asked, so I'm gonna give you guys some answers.
Yeah, and just for me to put that out there too, hey, like you guys know, man, pretty much I'm part of a group and a movement, right? And like I said, at the end of the day, me Conejo, we don't promote violence here. This YouTube yarda, it's a whole different game. You know what I'm saying? Right here, at the end of the day, we still want the youth to better themselves, right? At the end of the day, so like, hey, like the homie said, we don't promote violence, and he's doing something really positive, homie. But that's, hey, I noticed that a lot of the sucker freeze, homie, they tend to do a lot of positive things after, homie, because they don't like, to me, I don't really see them like as a politicking group. You get me? But hey, if you can explain, I don't a little bit about them, bro. You know what I'm saying? When were they created and stuff like that, if you can.
So the sucker free was started on these 50-50 yards. This was before there was SNY. So they were started by group of individuals that they got removed due to a bad call, bad situation. They didn't, oh, they weren't had no drug debts or nothing like that. They just got removed off some bad calls. So and they still had that burning desire, in their heart as Northerners. They still had animosity towards the South and the Bulldogs and all that. So being on guards where they were the only ones that were, considered
Hey,
non-act.
Spencer, Spencer, my boy. I don't mean to
Oh,
control. Put this dog in,
all right,
Spencer.
all right, and they started the group Sucker Free, which if you're an active Northerner, the word Sucker Free is
This Spencer, bro. Hey, my
like,
bad, bro.
oh, you're good, bro.
I apologize to the viewers and to the homie, Smokey the Local Bear. Yes, sabes, my boy. Dispensa, fucking the dog started getting lows, bro. He started biting the cable.
Yeah, I know how that goes. My dogs be doing that stuff too, bro. They be, you know what I mean?
Yeah, my bad. But
Yeah,
hey, so I had a question. What you were just saying right now, right? Like I said, I apologize to everybody. So pretty much,
it's all good.
so the sucker freeze, because like when I was in the county, I happened to come across to a couple of sucker
Uh,
freeze, right? But they were cool homies, but they never made it seem like it was like a whole norteño thing. You know what I'm saying? So it just happens to be like a lot of ex homies or still considered to be homies, right? At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Because like you said, it was a 50-50.
yeah,
So it was just like do you guys still hold some type of hate when those bulldogs and stuff like that? So I
yeah.
was like, you guys wouldn't allow the bulldogs, like let's say if they would want to, you know what I mean?
So in that sense, on those yards, you got to understand that there was active Southerners, active Bulldogs,
Yeah.
active white boys, and the blacks and all that. But we still programmed and functioned like we was active. We roll with the brothers and the others and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Uh,
And if shit cracked off with the brothers or the others, then we'd follow suit. Never really had any issues with the Bulldogs or the Southerners. You know what I mean? Trying to push anything.
yeah.
I mean, there may have been a couple times where they were tripping over, uh, a freaking a spot on the yard or something like that. You know what I mean? but it was never really nothing big. They respected us,
Yeah.
and they understood that we were just there because we got removed.
Like,
And at that time, a lot of people didn't really understand why we were saying sucker free. You know,
yeah. I was just about to get into that. How why'd you guys pick Sucker Free? Like
well,
if like you know what I mean? What's the history with the Sucker Free? Like where they actually come from? Who decided? And you know what I mean? Because don't get me wrong, bro. I used to see like I said, the homie had that shit blasted. He has it blasted on him. Well, most of the homies that are Sucker Free, they have that shit tatted on them. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And a lot of like at first I didn't know what it was, and I was like, okay, that's what's up, homie. Yeah, we Sucker Free, G. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I mean, cause like like the homies would be like they'd be screezy free or whatever. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And that's where that term came from. You know what I mean? Sucker free. And being sucker free is like like you're sucker free, man. You ain't dealing with none of these fools that are oppressing you or nothing like that.
Yeah,
Those dudes that you have animosity with. And I'm gonna put this out there too. In order to be a member or get drawn into the fold, you had to have that got removed off a bad call, off a bad decision. You had clean paperwork, no snitching, no
yeah,
no fucking, no drug debts or nothing like that. That's how that started. And that's why we still conducted ourselves and programmed as if we were active. You know what I mean? Rolled up the
yeah.
mattresses, mandatory workout. We just
See
didn't.
more.
We had our own little politics. We just didn't. You
Like
know.
you guys didn't just push it all hard, like
Yeah.
other individuals. But
No, we
no,
didn't.
but that's what's up. But like, how would people like right away know that you guys were Sucker Free? Like, let's say I landed on the yard, right? I had landed on there, and like let's say I was like, you know what? Well, how would I know like if certain individuals like you said that they got removed for a bad call or whatever, right? But they're still like trying to push that, right? Especially because you know how it goes in prison when there's a new group that like everybody catches wind right away. You know what I mean? And especially when like the end is something that's against like I don't know if it's against that. Well, yeah, it should be against, but pretty much all like they try to oppress the people, right? So they'll try to catch wind right away, and people know what's up. Like especially when they come to so-called 50-50, or back in those days it would be considered like a yard where they, you know what, this is where I might be able to program with certain groups. I don't know if the new flowers were there back then.
The new flowers have been around since the '90s, and the new flowers that they had yards like in Salinas Valley, High Desert. You know what I mean? They were trying to establish yards like on on these yards and stuff.
Yeah,
And the sucker free. You know what I mean? There back then. Those are the only yards you can go to. Pretty much is to a flower yard or something like that. If
yeah,
unless you had low points and you go to like some of these other yards and some of these level two prisons that had yards, and there's only a couple back then. You know what I mean?
but
So
did you guys have like a like okay, like with the riders, like they can stand out right away, right? Like when they see a bunny, like with the Sucker Freeze, was there like a certain logo or something, right? That like right away an individual would be like, oh, okay, that's a, you know what I mean?
yeah, the San Francisco the Niners logo, bro, the SF. You know what I mean? SF on the head or on the face. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Or the word sucker free.
yeah, because
You know,
I seen a lot of Sucker Freeze. I want to see them spell it out. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And then I was like, oh, but I wonder if you guys actually just had like the initials or something, But I was like, I kind of figured though, you know
yeah.
what I mean?
A lot of SFs. You know what I mean? There's some individuals that use the red hand. Way before the red hand mafia came out. You know what I mean? And the thing is too that the homies, bro, they're still getting their counties blasted on them, their towns blasted on them, their cultura blasted on them. They
Mm,
were still dudes was getting X Force tatted on them still. You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
still had that. They still in the heart. You know what I mean? Still, we were still Northerners. We just got removed off some bullshit, and we still had that burning fire, and we still had that animosity towards the enemigas that you know what I mean.
yeah.
And we felt that you
Well,
know
like at the beginning, bro. Like I'm not even gonna lie, right? Like at the beginning, when I became a norteño writer, right? Because that's what I got embraced as. A lot of the individuals happen to think exactly kind of the same, bro. You know what I mean? And there were still people that were still getting like Ishwo blasted on them, and some individuals were even named like by certain, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And
no,
there were some changes, of course, but at the end of the day, this isn't about writers. You know what I mean? Spencer. You know, but a lot of individuals happen to think still somewhat alike. Still, you get me? Um, I know mine got changed. You know what I'm saying? I done spoke about that before, but a lot of the compas will still think exactly how what you're saying, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, like they have that they hold some type of. I get you, G. You know, Spencer for cutting you off.
No, no, it's good.
Yeah,
But no, it's animosity. You know what I mean? And then
yeah,
when you're young, like I was in the early 2000s, you know what I mean? And you feel like you didn't get a chance to actually, you know what I mean, do what you're
yeah,
supposed to do, and what you want to do in your heart, and you got cut short over some bullshit and a bad call. And
yeah,
then you get embraced by individuals that still have that burning desire and still have that mentality. Then you know what I mean, you kind of just like, you just go to them because it's like it's what you want. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I mean, granted, there is some people that
What happened, brother? I think you cut off a little bit at the end, my boy. Spencer, guys, we're having a little bit technical difficulties. The homie will come back in right now. He's in here right now, but as we speak, but we can't hear you, my boy. Smokey. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but technically, like I said, I figured this would have been a way better way to actually make this video, right? Why not have actually someone that is part of it and knows what's up when it comes down to it? You get me? Let me add this other screen real quick and remove this one. There you go. Hey, my
yeah,
boy.
yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I
Uh,
don't I, I don't know what happened. I think it just, I don't know. Fucking-
no, you're good. You're good though. You're back. You know what I'm saying? Like I was telling the people, like I'm learning some new things, right? At the same time, because especially when I came across the sucker freeze, bro. I was 18. You know what I'm saying? I was young, homie. You know what I'm saying? But they happened to be right there in my county, and I always seen that. Well, I used to kick it with them. You know what I mean? And well, the riders were always cool with them, but I never really seen when I was already locked up with them. I didn't really see them push like a hard agenda in there. You know what I mean? But now I'm talking about them other yards. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, the thing is though too is like, you know, in those yards where it's just us and everybody else is active, you gotta ride that line, bro, because you know what I mean,
Yeah.
you surrounded by opposition still, and then you're, I mean, you got the brothers and the others that'll ride with you and shit, so it's just like being on the
And
main
I
line,
act, yeah, Simon.
and it's just, it wasn't about pushing a movement. It was more about still being a northerner in the heart, I
Yeah,
mean, still having that burning desire, still, wearing red, still, what I mean, still believing in the cause, believing in, and but at the same time understanding that the politics, what I mean, done you wrong, done you dirty, you got removed over some bullshit. So it
yeah,
wasn't really like a movement, like, what I mean, we're gonna push up. Now things kind of changed when they introduced the SNY yards. That's when
yeah,
things were a little different.
yeah. It got switched up because even the 50-50 yards, bro, they got ended up becoming S&Y yards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, no, those are facts.
Yeah, they ended up becoming S&Y yards. And people try to say that they were still considered to be active because everybody's just off the hook. You get me?
Yeah, no, I
and,
get you.
and everybody's still like participating or pretty much living how a GP yard is. You know what I'm saying? That they roll their
Yeah,
mattress and they conduct themselves like checking paperwork, homie, and everybody's still on the 10 toes, pretty much. Like, hey, they're aware about their surroundings. Everything's like pretty much like everybody's being on their on trucha status, homie, on full 60. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And some of the lower levels, I mean, I think the a lot of people get the level 2 get a little bit twisted because I noticed that on the level 3, bro, I was able to do time hella comfortable, right? Don't get me
yeah,
wrong, I got off, but at the same time, if I wasn't participating with the rider movement or whatever, I could have done my time just perfectly cool. You know what I mean? And on the level 2, it was more like a high school where fucking people always want to fight and like everybody's barely starting. No one doesn't really have that much time. and the individuals that did take their time and lower their points, they're just like, fuck, I should have stayed on the 3 yard. I should have stayed on the 3 yard. You get me?
That's true because I like I said I left when I paroled. I paroled from the on the 50-50 yards, and don't get it twisted. That's what people think, like, oh well, the sucker freeze is a DO gang. That dudes didn't drop out. Dudes got removed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
Well, do you guys consider yourself a gang, bro?
yeah, yes and no. Like, what I mean? Like, sucker free was a gang. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But it was more like, going back to the roots of being a homeboy and shit, bro. To be a northerner, to you know what I mean? Like being part.
Yeah.
And even on the yards, on those yards, the COs still refer to us as northerners. We're still northerners. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, the yard would go down. You get a big old N fucking written on your shirt. You know what I mean, or your skin.
Yeah. Or a little tag on the door
That
after
little,
you
yeah,
when you're on lockdown. Yeah, now they tend to still do it in certain prisons, bro. Even like on the dropouts, bro. You know what I mean? They would end up putting them like, and I would trip out. I would be like, well, why is this fool's tag? But it was to lock them down. You know. I don't know if you open another one just because this one froze, my boy. But here I got you in. Is
all
that
right,
you? Yeah.
go. Yeah, that's me. Yeah,
All right.
no, but yeah, you know what I mean. You were still considered, a northerner on that yard.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's when I paroled, and I mean, I was out for a minute, and then when I went back on a violation, I didn't know nothing about SNY. I didn't know
Yeah.
nothing, so I roll up. My first violation was for a association with known or validated gang members. That was against my, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
parole term. So I got busted for association with known or validated gang members. Me and a couple of homies, you know what I mean. Dudes was validated, got pulled over, and then it went to hell from there. So I
Yeah.
didn't know about SNY. You know what I mean? Get locked up, go to the county. I'm there a couple of days, 3 4 days. You know what I mean? Come pick me up. Go to the Lano, and I think it was D2 was the first building I went into, and walk in there, and the homie from Dinah Gorilla, he's like, hey, his celly. I knew his celly was a southerner. I was like, what the fuck? I was tripping, bro. But he's like,
Yeah.
US and Y. I was like, what the fuck's that, bro? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah, everybody trips out. I tripped out, bro.
I was like, what
I was like, what the fuck is that? Like,
the
what the?
fuck is that, bro? What's S and Y, bro? He's all, you active or not, bro? And I was like, I'm fucking sucker free, homie. And he's like, oh, that's right, homeboy, fucking, you know what I mean? I'm like, I was all tripping, bro. I was like, what the fuck, you know what I mean? So, me and I go up. And I had my cell was in the corner, bro, and then
Yeah,
there was no one in it. It was an empty cell, bro. So I go up in there, and then what I mean, put my shit down, and I'm like, I'm scanning the building, bro, and I noticed that like
yeah.
it's only fucking the bottom tier and half of the top tier, bro. And I'm like,
Like, what the
the
fuck's
fuck's
going on?
it? And then my neighbor fucking was from fucking Wicked from fucking Salas. Fuck's his name? Jaime Escalante.
I think I know him, G.
Yeah, he had long hair and shit, bro. He was the neighbor and shit.
Yeah,
And then he, me got at me and shit, fucking, you know what I mean? Slid something under the door and shit. So kind of broke it down. He was like, hey, you know what I mean? This is, broke down the whole thing. I'm like, oh, all right, bro, you know? And I
yeah.
was,
It's a little bit different, bro. Like for me, I mean, I went straight to there. You get me? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I was supposed to go back to the main line. I just didn't like the the policies they had for me, right?
yeah,
Or what they wanted me to do, and I wasn't cool with it. So I was like, "Fuck this," right? And plus, I was already like considered to be a friend of the fellas when it came to the riders, right? And I ended up landing there, and of course, I didn't become one right away, but they ended up showing me like pretty much how it was, bro. Like like hey, you still got to be through way, like when it comes to certain individuals on this side, and it's a little bit different, homie. Once I left reception, for me at least, I know if for reception it probably was like a fucking trip for you,
man,
like
it was because so what they were doing on the SNY when was it '06? Yeah, they were fucking overriding individuals that had level 3 points, shooting them down to a level 2. I mean, and dudes were borderline level 4, and they were shooting them to level 2s. You know what I mean?
damn,
Because that was about the time they started doing the whole out of state transfer. So they
yeah,
was fools getting transferred out of state and shit. And I'm talking fools on SNY too, bro. Like fucking by the busload, bro. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I was like, fuck. And I at that, see, at that time, I didn't know like what institutions were what. And Kern Valley just opened up and they're like, they started sending a bunch of fucking people to Kern Valley. I was like, well, I go to Kern Valley or
Yeah.
fucking, or what do you call it? Fucking Corcoran. And
Yeah.
they're like, no, they're flipping yards at Avenal. They're flipping yards at Pleasant Valley. I'm like, fuck, bro. Like, they're going to send me where the fuck they want. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Straight up.
So, like, I ended up at Chucky's house.
Chucky's house.
Yeah.
Damn, it was hot over there, huh?
Motherfucking hot as fuck, bro. And
Yeah,
then,
I was right next door to that motherfucker. I know.
Ironwood right there.
Yeah, I was right there.
Yeah, Ironwood's fucking little stick lizards and shit, bro. Fucking lizards running around with sticks because the ground's so hot.
Hey, that's what I be telling people. They don't believe me, bro. People like, nah, they don't. I was like, bro, I seen lizards literally have a stick on the thing, plant it on the ground, and go on top of the stick, bro. And he's
Yeah,
like, nah, they don't do that. I was like, fool, that's how hot the floor is, bro. They do that shit. Trust it.
it's fucking hot as fuck over there.
Ugh.
When they started doing the whole fucking like out of state shit, bro, they shot me to fucking fuck I go fucking I ended up in fucking Avenal for like a month and a half on the 3 yard over there. They had just flipped it, but I ended up in
Yeah,
the gym, bro. Bro, that was a fucking rude awakening because I'm used to when I paroled from the 50-50 how it was still an active yard. You know what I mean? I
yeah,
knew who my homies were, and I landed on that yard, bro, and I'm like, there's hella homies from everywhere, bro. Fucking, TC car was deep. Fucking,
yeah. So that's how it goes. Yeah, that's how.
Darren,
To this day, I think they still do that, bro. They do
yeah,
the ramfla stuff. You know what I mean?
yeah. And so I end up in the gym and shit, bro, and fucking, it's just a trip because you walk in, everybody's looking at you like, fuck, you know what I mean? And I'm like, and I'm not already feeling the vibe and shit, bro. And then I end up running into another sucker free in there, bro. He was like, hey, bro, just fucking, you know what I mean? Just keep through chow right now, bro. You know what I mean? It's fucking weird over here. I'm like, yeah, bro, I can tell. You know what I mean? Fools walk around with flip flops, fucking dudes with fucking tits, dudes fucking sex playing like a motherfucker. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, bro. It gets bad, bro. Like the
And I'm
white boys, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Then white boys go crazy.
man, they go crazy. They're dirty too, man. Dirty ass fucking white boys, man.
Yeah, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like I noticed that there was a couple things way like that. I didn't, of course, I didn't like, but the higher the level was, the more cleaner and the like, you know what I'm saying? In
Yeah,
that sense, because you were cell living at least. But like, yeah, like Avenal, bro. Fuck. Well, I've been there too. Like I know how it gets over there. You know what I mean?
you already know fucking. And if you're in the longhouse, bro, it's all bad, bro.
Yeah. No, I was, well, I was in the 4 yard right there on in Avenal, but I was in the 50.
Oh, you're at 450. All right, you're in the big building and shit.
Yeah,
You
I
know
was
what
in the big one. Yeah, I got lucky. Yeah, I didn't want to be in the 20. The 20 was the little fucking
I mean?
the. Yeah, I'm cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
nah, but when you guys were there, okay, so like, so back then it was a little bit different then still, even when you were when you landed there, huh?
yeah,
Because like not now, like, to be quite honest, they kick it with like they tend to kick it with just anyone, right? Like the sucker freeze, like with certain homies that are just solid, and they
yeah.
just kick it, you know what I mean, and they do their thing. But I didn't know that, bro. That like back then it seemed like you guys were a little bit more aggressive way. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean, we work because, like, going from a 50-50 to SNY, you already knew that some individuals were fucking telling, there's weirdos, there's all this other shit, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And around that time, the IRs are started right about the same time in '06. The IRs were pushing. You had the two fibers, and then there was a lot of Northern Riders and shit, bro.
yeah,
And one
yeah.
thing that the Northern
That
Riders,
was like the peak
yeah,
of those years.
the Northern Riders back then, they still had like they like that title Northern Rider because they were still Northerners. You know what I mean?
But I
And
still, you hear me still say, "Hey, bro, I'm not
yeah,
gonna lie," and I don't want people to be like, "Hey, pinche conejo, you're over here banging." No, I'm not over here banging, homie. I just when I got embraced, homie, I got embraced as a norteño rider.
yeah.
That's what we're called. That's what we're called. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing that people need to understand about the sucker free. You know what I mean? We're embraced as that we're still Northerners. We're still, you know what I mean? We're still, with the functions. We still have the animosity. We still have the burning desire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
get to certain places and we see certain things, you know what I mean? There's times where we did push, you know what I mean? We did make moves on individuals. We did do things that we had to do to
Yeah,
establish our security, you know what I mean?
straight
And for
up.
it was just basically security and for the betterment of our people, you know what I mean? And sometimes you get to a yard, there'll only be a few of us, you know,
Yeah,
depending where you went. Now there's other yards where, you know what I mean, them and the flowers were deep. But
yeah.
you don't really hear about the sucker free because we weren't out there like pushing hard line, you know what I mean? You know,
Nah, I get you.
we had like that old school mentality, that the old school northerner mentality, like you know what I mean, like being organized, but you know what I mean, trying to stay under the radar. That way, you know what I mean. But I mean, as soon as we started getting SFs blasted on us and other shit, bro, fucking lips and all this, bro, it fucking, you know what I
Yeah,
mean. It fucking it went like, yeah, we know who you guys are and shit, you know. And then
they stand it out more.
yeah, they know, bro. They know. IGI knows after a while, especially when they see that you're a sucker free and they go look at your C file, bro, and then they can put two and two together. Like all these fools, like none of them fucking fell off. They all been removed. So then IGI perceives you as a threat because they understand that you still have animosity. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I have a question, right? So like now, like let's say, do you guys have newer generation now? Because like to me, mostly all the sucker frees that I met, right, the ones that I met are older than me. You know what I'm saying? And but is there new like a newer generation, my boy?
You know what? You know, to my understanding, there isn't. You know, what I mean, we're considered like the last of a dying breed. You know, when we came into the fold, you know, I'm probably like 10 years older than you. You know what I mean? And you know, after 2008, it was kind of like dying down for us. I mean, some individuals, you know, they got folded in, you know what I mean, to the writers and shit, you know, and then there were some other little cliques that like little Unity. There
Yeah,
there was one that a lot of people never heard of that was called Sin, strictly
I
independent,
I
strictly
heard
independent.
of them.
Yeah, strictly independent Norteños. They were basically like
Yeah, I
multi.
was about to say I heard of them. There was
Yeah,
another group también, Los Nuestra Lucha. I think they were created by them too. No.
yeah, and there, you'll notice that a lot of sucker free have the Sin tattooed on them, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because it was
that's
kind of,
a
you know,
that's a trip. Yeah. Nah,
yeah,
but I trip out, right? Because like in our reality, because there's other groups. I'm not gonna lie. There's other groups like AT Against the Grain. Like
yeah. This,
there's
this,
other groups. Yeah, what happened?
they started from Salinas, right? ATG.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
they're from right here from my area too.
yeah,
They're, we have a couple of them that became they're compas now, but they used to be a part of that. You get me?
yeah. They were like Southerners and Northerners. The ATGs were.
Like yeah,
Yeah, no, I got a story about them. You know what I mean? Nothing
yeah.
bad, or just you know what I mean. We had to some Tulare County had to take off on some individuals from Tulare County because
Yeah,
they
because of
yeah
yeah. Well,
yeah
that's what happened, and like I noticed, like okay, so like on the SNYs when you were there, my boy, was it like funky? Like, did you have to get off a lot? Because like I remember like I went to prison 2010. You know what I mean? And when I was in the pen, like for the riders at least, I mean, not all the yards were hella deep. You know what I'm saying? Where we had hella people, because I got shut down where I was solo bolo. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
some fools would even go undercover, and it was crazy, bro. You know,
Yeah.
um, so like I had to constantly get off at times. So
See,
how was it back then for you, my boy?
it wasn't like you. I mean, you get off when you had to get off. There was a like that's when you started seeing the dope fiends come out when that's when fools was getting off the yard for dope debts and shit like that,
Yeah,
like heavy. But I mean, you didn't really get off fucking, just what I mean. And it's crazy too, because when you got off, bro, it was basically the same process as when you was active, bro. You had to go through the channel, you know what I mean? You had to like, hey,
yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
because like for us, like for me at least, I didn't know, bro. So like I would have to hit, and I'll be like, damn, where I gotta spot these like, individuals, right? Like the compas or whatever. And then like what? Let's just say we happen to be at war in that yard, man. Then fuck, you get me? Like it's just, you just never know. So you always gotta either be ready to get off, and if you don't see your kind, then it's like fuck, I gotta get out of here.
yeah, like during my thing, I just charged in 2010. So prior than that, like, the two fibers were making a push, but it was a lot of times it was like county cars getting off of the two fibers. Like Tulare County would get off of the two fibers all the time, and
Uh,
it didn't
L.A.
matter.
too.
Yeah, it didn't matter if you were a rider or fucking any other STG, bro. Like if you were from that county, you were getting off, especially in reception, you were getting off with the fucking two fibers, and that's that time that the homie Raider from Visa fucking kicked that shit off with the two fibers in reception on the top tier.
I
You
think
know
I
what I mean?
know him, G.
Yeah, Raider from Visa, little fucking stocky fucker. Well, I won't say little, but you know what I mean?
You guys are right here.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I know what you're
yeah,
talking about. That's my
yeah,
boy.
yeah. That,
I was in Corcoran with him.
he kicked it off on fucking in fucking Delano in reception, and it was a 2010, bro. The last time I went through there, fucking and fucking D-Art fucking with the two fibers and shit, bro.
I,
You
I
know,
got some stories, bro. Like with the two fibers. I just I don't like to put them out there because like I feel like people are thinking I'm taking shots. You get me? And they'll probably be good as like videos and stuff, but people will be like, "Damn, fool, you over here hating on the 2.5." You know? And it's like, nah, I got some actual good ass homies that are from there. Just that it was not always lovely, homie. You know?
oh that's I get what you're saying, and then fucking there I met some cool ass two fibers, bro. Don't get me wrong, bro.
Mm.
Uh, there was a there was one that dude. I don't know. He's always in like the YouTube videos, bro. He's all blasted down and shit, bro. He's a two
Oh,
fiber.
yeah, I
Uh,
think Dopey or Droopy.
Droopy, yeah. But I was with that. I seen that fool get off in fucking in reception, bro, and he ended up in the hole, and that egg was me uh
Yeah.
next door and shit. And then he was telling me, he was like, bro, he goes, most of these fools that are two fibers are youngsters, bro. They never been nowhere, and they're trying to get off on everybody and anybody, and that's not what it's about. You know what I mean? You know?
That's what the writers were doing too, bro.
Oh yeah, no, I trust me, I know. You know what I mean? Fucking you know, what I mean, and then a lot of riders too, they were getting that mob tattooed on them, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the that tradition still that's still out there, my boy. You know,
Yeah,
but there's a lot of changes that happen. Like, cause like I know a lot of people like they got that bad taste because I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like I know like the writers did some things that were foul, homie, and they were like childish at the same time, you know. But at the same time, there was a lot of youngsters, and like things did get fixed though. You know, to this day, things got way better. Um, but but like I said, man, we're talking about Smokey the Local Bear, man. And if you guys don't know who this homie is, man, make sure to subscribe to his channel, G.
yeah. You guys
Yeah,
get different taste on my channel. You know what I mean? Trying to give people
yeah,
some questions get asked about sucker free. You know what I mean? I'm fucking older now and grown up and wiser, and I got a career and family and all that. You know what I mean? But a lot of individuals want to know sucker free, man. You know what I mean? And granted, sucker free was a barrier thing in the '90s and shit like that too. You know what I mean? But you
yeah.
stay sucker free. You know what I mean? You stay sitting there and you stay, what I mean, ducking and dodging the fucking opposition that's trying to oppress you. You know what I mean? You know?
And me personally, I was like, you know what better, bro, than to ask the actual person that knows. You know what I mean?
I
That's
mean,
why I was like, well, yeah. But I was like, I know Smokey the Local Bear, G. You know what I'm saying? And plus, I know some other individuals, but they probably wouldn't want to come out on YouTube, bro.
yeah,
To be quite
I,
honest, they're a little bit more like shy about it.
yeah.
Not everybody wants to come. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like the
But
boy from your area, Tommy Guns and shit, bro. That dude's fucking. He's what I mean, well known amongst the
well, that's my
sucker
boy.
amongst the sucker freeze and shit, bro. I mean, you don't even have to be on the yard with them, and you're gonna hear his name and shit. You know what I mean? You're gonna hear, oh yeah, fucking Tommy Guns and shit. And there's a lot of other fools that fucking, you know what I mean? Like you'll see sucker free on them, and then at that same
You'll see
time,
people that are gonna leave comments just because you said that name, bro.
yeah,
You know what I mean? They're gonna be like, "What the hell?" You know what I'm saying? Because I know some of his family members tap in.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that homie. He knows who it is. Yeah.
yeah. And then there's fucking, you know what I mean? Full 60 was there, around the same time too, and we was cool with them too. You know what I mean? you know, full 60, and then the sucker free was cool and shit. We was cool with the flowers and the riders and shit, bro. It just, I mean?
Yeah. Well, the
It,
full 60s tried to get a comeback.
yeah,
They got a comeback. They came back in Avenal like tough. They were like 15 deep.
yeah. You know what? And put it like this, bro. At that time when all this shit was going, 06, 07, 08, if something cracked off with the any one of those groups, what I mean,
Yeah,
all
they all got off.
we all got off, bro. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Because in our minds, in our heart, we're still Northerners. So one Northerner goes, we all go. You know what I mean? Especially if it was against like the 2.5 or the IRs and shit like that. You know what I mean? Because
It's still like that, bro. It's still like that. Like and don't get me wrong, I know I'm gonna have some sureños on the things like, yeah, pinche conejo, what the hell, you know. In all reality, like the writers have a lot of sureños, right? But any group that sees like I'm talking about the cars from Salinas, from Tulare County, from San Jose, let's just say that they're ex-northerners or just from that area in general, because they tend to kick it with their area.
Yeah,
And
no,
there's
they even Sucker Free did that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and let's say there's like another car, like another group, because you guys gotta understand there's bigger cities, and that they happen to have, like, if you think, or like, hey, I'll be like, well, my town's deep right here, and we're only like 10 people deep in that pin, right? There's gonna be a car that's gonna be like 40 to 50 people that are like from that area. You know what I mean? Like, so it's
Oh,
still bad.
yeah, and what that is that's still that carnalismo, bro. That's still
That,
that.
no, no, yeah, and that's off top, bro. Because people have done said that on my lives. Like, hey, bro, if you see one of your boys, like, I was like, well, yeah, I'm still gonna back him up, G.
Yeah,
like, like, you know what I'm saying? I still gotta back them up. I was like, what the fuck?
I
Even
mean,
though
bro.
they don't like you, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, hey, or even if you don't like him, you're not gonna allow another individual. Like I even said it before. I'm not gonna allow another individual to stomp out a homie from my town, even if I don't like him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, exactly, bro. And like me, bro, like I said, you know what I mean? I still when I got embraced over there, bro, was still using my tier name, bro. I was still using, you know what I mean? You know, you know what I mean? Because it just, that all stuck, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know, and individuals need to understand too is like, a lot of Sucker Free though, when the youngsters came out, bro, like I came out, bro, I still was trying to be like I was active, bro. I was still pushing up on Southerners, bro. I was still out there wearing red. I was still out there gang banging and shit, you know what I mean? Because
yeah,
it was like it was in my heart still, I still wanted to follow that Northern Star, bro. I still believed in the cause. I still believed in the unity, bro. And every time I would be out there, I was like, man, why are these fools out here, bro? And they're not even fucking pushing up on the fucking opposition, bro. These fools is walking around, bro. And you know what I mean? And
yeah.
you know,
Nah, I get you. Nah, fuck it. But hey, can I ask you a question now, right? And pretty much, I mean, because people are gonna ask this question, they're gonna ask you too, right? How do you feel about them now, like about the opposition and stuff like that, right? Because I understand, like, well, as you get older, you start changing. Because I know my thoughts changed because of different reasons. I was in a different area, and I pretty much I talked about it, you know. But I
yeah.
like I said, how do you feel about them like nowadays? You know what I mean? Do you,
Okay,
because hella things change. You got like hella
nowadays,
things have changed.
nowadays, bro, I don't hold no animosity, bro. I don't
Yeah,
hold no, bro. I was still wanting to be with the business, bro. You know what I mean? Uh,
yeah,
I'm up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be pushing like 40, bro, and
yeah,
you know what I mean? I got a career, bro, where I've met and worked with individuals that were from LA, bro. They're
yeah,
down there, bro, and they're my good friends, bro. They're like fuck, you know what I mean? And you grow up and you realize that all that shit is just bullshit after a while, bro. Because you know what I mean? Like once you find something that you can hold on to in life, a family, a good job,
yeah,
then you start to grow up and you realize, like, man, what was I thinking? You know what I mean? If I would have done this sooner, bro, if I wasn't such a knucklehead,
yeah. It'd have been good.
it would have been good. But and people need to understand that we come from these towns, bro, and these barrios and these fucking areas, bro, where poverty and jobs are hard to come by, bro, and really all there is gang banging, bro, or
Yeah,
maybe go to the military, you know what I mean? If you know what I mean, you make it out the hood. If you don't catch a case, you know what I mean? Like me personally, I was going to go to the Marines, bro. I had went and took my ASVAB test.
yeah.
I was on delayed entry because of my score, and this was prior to 9/11, bro. And I caught my case.
Then I messed it up, huh?
Yeah, well, I come to find out that talking to the recruiter after I got out, you know what I mean? I ran into him. He goes, if your family would have called me, bro, he goes, we would have signed a waiver because you got sentenced after 9/11 happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I didn't get sentenced after 9. I got sentenced prior to 9/11. But
So they would have been able to help.
yeah, they would have been able to help because 9/11 happened when I was in reception.
Yeah, so they would have been able to pull you out of there pretty much, and like, you know what, we need people.
He would have said that they would have, what I mean, try to get you on a waiver because there's a couple other individuals that I know that for sure they got waivers and shit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And you know, because I sat in reception for like 8 months, bro. My first term, bro.
Yeah, a lot of people did, like me personally. I stayed there for a minute. I think it was like I want to say like 6 months, and usually it's just like 3 months. But it's because I kept messing up. I went to the hole.
Yeah, yeah. See, like I go see what I got there in reception. I think it was like December, end of December, beginning of January. So it was
Yeah,
like 2001, bro. Because I mean, I caught my case when I was 18, bro. You know what I mean? You
yeah.
know. So I was already like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got that and I went to reception and the thing was I was like, fuck man, I fucked up. You know what I mean? I could have fucking and to this day, bro, I have regrets.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I just talked about that earlier. I would have gone to the military too, G. That was something that I was like, I thought about, bro. I was like, because he, Triple OG had asked me what I thought about, pretty much, what career would I chose, right? And I
Yeah.
ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I was thinking about military.
No, yeah, that was my dream, bro, to be a Marine and shit like that. And you know, and I mean I've always wanted to fight fire too, bro. That's been,
Yeah, nah, you have a good job, bro. I'm not gonna
yeah,
lie. I like it. You know what I mean? I see your thing, and that's why I be telling people like people will trip out, bro. Like on like what you're doing now. Like if they tap into your stuff, you know what I'm saying? If they see the shorts, because I know some individuals already know who you are, but for the people that don't know you, you know what I'm saying? They would tap into your channel. They would really trip out, bro. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Thing too, like you asked, like how I feel now, man. I'm over all that, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I
Yeah,
got 3 kids, bro. You know what I mean? And it's like, e- in order to do something better in life, you got to change your way of thinking and change that mindset. Because, you know what I
yeah,
mean? All these, this is to these youngsters out there, bro. Just because you guys see that shit on YouTube, on social media, all that shit, that doesn't mean that's what it's going to be about. That doesn't mean what it's going
yeah.
to, like, you fools is going to be getting locked up. Why fucking your homies out there trying to bang your girl and shit? They ain't gonna send you money or nothing. You know what I mean? And
Hey, those are facts, homie. Those
are
are those
facts.
are
Those are facts. You know what I mean? Hey, fucking, your homie Joker, bro. He's gonna be fucking being the Joker, all right, bro. You know what I mean? You'll be laughing, bro.
straight
Why
up.
he's plugging your girl, bro? He's plugging your girl while you're sitting there with no money on your books, no packages, no letters and shit, bro. Wondering why your
Straight up.
girl.
No, hey, sometimes they'll even write you, and they you know what I mean. you
Hey,
know the
that
setup.
right you with them right there, bro. And like you youngsters need to understand, bro. Like you, especially youngsters that are barely like gonna turn 18, 19, or even the ones that are under, they're like 17, 16. Listen to this, man. You guys need to get your education, man. Get yourself a career, man. Because
Straight up.
a career in the joint, bro, that ain't nothing, bro. Because if you wait till it's too late, say you're 18, bro, you get hit with 15 years. Look what happened with Manitas, bro. You know what I mean? Like thankfully for him, bro, he got out, you know what I mean? And he's got a good head on his shoulders. He's trying to make the best of it, you know what I mean? But you don't want to wait till you're like 35, bro.
And,
To,
and that's what I'm saying, G. Like if I could have like what I have now, right? I'm happy with what I'm have right now, but I want more, of course. I think everybody wants more. But I'm saying like if I would have started from the beginning, bro, and went like a whole different route instead of to be like, oh, I'm gonna be kicking it with the homies. And don't get me wrong, hey, the carnalismo is cool, homie. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, bro, like you gotta understand, there's better priorities. You don't have to technically be from a hood. That's how I see it. You can be technically just kicking it, G, and
yeah,
be affiliated or whatever, right? But at the same time, start thinking about a career. You know what I mean? And actually, like, you know
not
what, I want this in
a
life.
job, a career, not a job, not a McDonald's job, a career. Something that's
Career.
going to pay you a 401k, a retirement, something that you can build your bank account, bro. Build your life, bro. Build your future off of. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
if you're gonna find a career, find it doing something you love because it's not like going to work, man. It's fucking
straight up.
straight up. You know what I mean? And then if you little youngsters out there, you want some action, bro. You want some, you know what I mean? Hey, let me know, man, because doing what I do as a wildland firefighter, bro, you'll get plenty of action, you get plenty of excitement, bro. You'll get real carnalismo, you'll make money, and you'll keep your ass out of trouble.
And not just that, like let's say you want to throw blows or tirar chingazos, you get me? Pretty
Yeah,
much, you go to the gym, G. They got spots. They
hell
got
yeah,
spots where you can put gloves. Well, I mean, I understand people like we like the bare knuckles, right? But at the
yeah,
end of the day, like, don't get me wrong, put the gloves on. Just put them on if you really gotta get some anger out. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And hey, you never know. You might like the sport, G. You know what I mean? Like, fuck it.
Yeah, you might like it. You might get into fighting. You know what I mean? I've trained in mixed martial arts, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, kempo, Muay Thai, kickboxing, boxing, aikido. You know what I mean? I've done a bunch of different things. You know what I mean? I've I got into fucking doing outdoor shit, fishing, hiking, all that shit. You know what I mean? Anything's possible. You know what I mean? You know,
Yeah,
don't try to be out there for appearance and look, man. If you're trying to go like to look like the cool guy, you'll never get there, bro. You know what I mean?
yeah, straight up.
You'll look like the cool guy, bro, till you're sitting in that back of that cop car and your homie's telling on you and shit, bro, saying, "Oh, he did it."
All
You know,
bad. No, that's why. Hey, don't never have a Cody, homie.
and
Yeah.
don't have a Cody and don't take your cell phone with you, and that's another thing too, man. And this is coming from an individual that's been around before. I still, never forget where I came from. Still proud of to hold that, but y'all motherfuckers stop fucking putting your fucking selfies of fucking with you and guns and shit on mother Facebook and Snapchat, Instagram. Man, you don't think the feds ain't watching you and shit? You don't think that you up there and shit? You fools are
Straight
just
up.
fools is telling on yourself and shit, trying to get a federal case or some shit. You know what I mean? That does nothing for you. You know what I'm saying? You think you're gonna put a picture? Oh, I got a Glock in a picture. Motherfuckers ain't gonna respect you or fear you. Maybe these other little youngsters are, but I'm not. You know what I mean?
Well, the real ones ain't, bro. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
That little gun don't mean shit because you ain't got that gun when you locked up. You better learn how to throw them hands. You know what I
Or
mean?
learn how to make a fucking pedazo, allegedly.
Allegedly, and what I
You
mean?
better have the heart to use it.
Or and the heart to hoop it, because you know what I mean. You're gonna have to hoop that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? You think you're gonna fucking squeeze that shit out to the yard? Fuck no, bro. You
Unless you
better.
have unless you have your homeboy Jay right there, we're good.
Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Two raccoons in the trunk, man.
Puro pedo.
Little pedo.
You guys, you guys already been knowing that. Nah, but
Yeah.
I'm back on the
Nah,
serious tip, bro. You know what I mean?
man. Like,
Because we can bullshit and stuff, and like me personally, bro, I like what you do, homie. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of individuals are gonna have questions, bro. That's why I encourage you guys to make sure to subscribe to the homie local the Smokey the Local Bear, homie. I wish I knew how to drop the link, my boy, but I will be drop. I'll have someone drop it on the comments, and that way you guys can see it, and I'll pin it right.
okay,
Um, we got a couple more minutes. I want to do an hour, my boy. You know what I mean?
that's
Want
cool.
and I want to make sure that people get a little feel what you're about, G, and pretty much so that they go check you out on your channel because you do lives, G, and I want to see if you can have me as a guest over there one of these days. You
Oh
know
yeah.
what I mean?
Hey, anybody's welcome as a guest on there. Anybody can come on. I'm unbiased. You know what I mean? I don't get involved in all this YouTube drama and shit. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
know, individuals have their own beef. I stay cool with everybody. I keep it cool. I keep it calm. You know what I mean? Unless what I mean, I feel like something needs to be said. But as far as like my page goes, I get on the lives. I try
yeah,
to talk about some real shit, being positive. Stay away from the bullshit. I've talked about. I've had. I was diagnosed with PTSD. Self medicating. I've talked about that kind of stuff. Uh, like I said, I work for a agency. I'm a wildland firefighter. I've been doing it like 8, 9 years already. It's a good career. It's exciting. It's fun. It's a good
I
adventure.
bet. That's right.
You got make some good money. Anybody interested? My email's in the about me on my page. You can email me. I'll help you out. I'm helping one of the subscribers out, one of the viewers out right now, trying to get in there.
That's
You don't
right.
you don't need no experience. You know what I mean? Yeah, experience may help, but you really don't, man. They put you through all the basic classes and the training and all that. Just be willing to listen and be in shape. You know what I mean?
And bro, I remember when you hit me up about that, G, too. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm just gonna put that out there. The homie actually hit me up before he even made the YouTube channel, right? And I was like, "Hey, bro," I was like, "Good looking out, G." You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, well, I mean, Conejo has a job, but like, hey, bro, that's help. You know what I'm saying? To point people at directions, like, hey, bro, not anyone's gonna take time of their day to do stuff like that. I'll just say that out there.
And I'm not. You know what I mean? It's not like anybody's gonna sit there and take the time of day, but I do it because you know what I mean. Carnalismo, bro. Like unity.
Yeah,
You're supposed
that's
to help.
what real ones do, homie. Like if you really want to help out, or and especially when we see individuals out there in the calles way, we're like, fuck, homie, like why, homie? You know what I'm saying? If you can do it, you know what I'm saying? And if
Yeah.
you can help out, well, fuck, bro. Hey, I give it to you, G. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm always trying to guide people and like I mean, get them into this profession and this career, and that's another thing too for like you fools that got records and shit, man. The Forest Service and the Bureau of Land Management, bro. They that's no big deal, bro. Just be honest about it, open about it on your application, and
Yeah.
you're cool. You know what I mean? So many of the individuals Forest Service. A lot of individuals been locked up. You'll see them all blasted down and
Yeah.
tagged. I mean, and you know they're in leadership roles just as I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Straight up.
And the thing is don't be afraid to go out there and do it. Don't let your past determine your future. You know what I mean? You know,
Hey, let's say I sign up, my boy. Would I be on your crew or would I be on some other people's crew?
I see, like if I can get you going to where I'm at, you know what I mean? Like, you know, it's you know what I'm saying? Like there's always crews that are hiring, and the thing is too, like if I can get people to fill spots that are open on the crew, you know what I mean? And then I know them, it makes it easier for training purposes and actually working with the individual, because you have the hard part about being on part of a crew, especially when you're running a crew,
Yeah.
is you got like, you know, 20, 21 other individuals or whatever below you. Those are different personalities and attitudes, and you have to learn to work as one and have that cohesion, like, you know what I mean? And then
Was carnalismo too, to some type of sense. You know what I mean?
carnalismo, you know what I mean? You got to be
Yeah.
able to work together and understand each other, you know what I mean? You know, and sometimes some individuals go through some things at home and they come to work and it bothers them and it affects their day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to step up as that, you know, that's your brother right there or your sister, you know what I mean? Whoever it is on that crew, and you got to sit there and like, hey, bro, you good? What's going on? And I've seen it, you know what I mean? You have to pull someone aside, you know, and they have a death in the family, or their old lady's fucking around on them,
Yeah.
or some shit's going on, bro. You gotta like, hey, bro, are you cool? You're gonna be like, hey, look, trip out. Why don't you go for a little walk down here real quick? Just clear your mind, bro. Just, you know, get me on the radio. You know what I mean? Take someone with you, whatever. You
Yeah.
know, let it out. You know what I mean? If you don't let it out in front of the boys and shit, just, you know what I mean? You know, that way, because, you know, that kind of stuff, like, it doesn't affect the crew, but it affects you as the quality of work goes. You know,
Yeah.
you don't want to make poor decisions when your mind's fogged up by some other personal things at home. And one thing that I've always told my guys is, look, I take you guys, we all go out together, right? I'm responsible for your guys' well-being, your life, your safety. I want to bring you back home to your families, but in the same sense, if you have something going on that's going to affect the morale or the cohesion of this crew, it's going to affect your ability to work, let me know. You know what I mean? Because you're only as fast as the slowest person on your crew, and you know what I mean. You don't want to see
Yeah.
someone make a poor decision, because you know what I mean.
Yeah, straight up. Especially with fire, homie.
You know, and that's the thing too, man. You mean people? You guys see all this stuff on TV, and what you see on TV is nowhere near what really goes on. The media put shit out there to make themselves look good, to make the news, to put out to the public, but there's a lot more that goes on, and it's fulfilling and it's rewarding, and it's something that I mean, it's the best job I've ever had. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what I mean? You know
Straight
what I mean?
up. Nah,
Can't.
yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I look at your things because you put some shorts, like you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying, on the thing, and I was like, man, the homie's really out there, G. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
you already be
And
knowing, bro. I
and
respect
then you
that.
always have the opportunity to learn and to rise above, and to, you know, gain a different position or status. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, you know, you can go from being just a regular crew member swinging a tool to being a squatty, to you know, there's four squatties on the crew, to being one of the lead squatties, to being a lead firefighter, a captain on the crew, and work your way up to super, you know, to the superintendent. You know what I mean? Or
yeah,
move on to be a captain on the engine. Or, I mean, there's so much shit you can do in this profession that it's just not, you know what I mean? You know, there's other jobs besides swinging a tool. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And on the engine, or learning about, you know, getting on a helicopter, on a helicopter crew. You know what I mean? You learn a lot more shit over that. There's so much opportunity for people to grow, that I think that, you know, that, and I honestly, like, yeah, there's the people out there in the fire community that know, that see the videos and shit, but there's people that are in this community of individuals that's been
yeah,
down these roads. They don't really see it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I see a fire. You know what I mean? But they don't know what goes on. You know what I mean? They don't
yeah.
they don't know what's out there. They don't, the opportunities. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you right now, some of the hardest working individuals are the fools that have been locked up.
Hey, homie. Well, even my boss and even other individuals have said that, like, hey, bro, like people they judge the cover, right? And they're like, damn, like what the hell's going on? You know, like out of all the individuals that they wouldn't have actually thought that they would even put in the work or whatever. Or actually, you know what I'm saying? They'd be
Yeah.
like, damn, these fools are the ones that actually like they rely on a little bit more, homie.
And those are facts. I'm blasted, bro. I'm tatted, bro, head to toe,
Yeah,
whatever. And my first year as just a crew member, I was like, all right, you know what I mean. I wasn't really sure how individuals, you know what I mean. First
yeah,
time, and then I slowly rose up the ranks. Ended up as one of the lead squaddies, and then one of the lead firefighters on the crew, so on and so forth. You know what I mean.
yeah. No,
And
but that's what's up, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
and I got my face tatted too. And the thing is, so like I deal with individuals in higher leadership roles and dudes that make decision making or even law enforcement, bro. And dude, they don't look twice. They just like, you know what I mean? They look at you like, okay, you know what I mean?
yeah,
And it's a trip because like, like fuck, I'm fucking talking to you. You know what I mean? And like they just look past what you look like, bro. They see you
yeah.
for what you do in your job and the person you are and
Well,
the type
especially
of
when you have a
you know?
uniform too, pretty much. So they see the uniform, so they're like, okay,
Yeah,
they gotta respect it at the same time, bro.
yeah,
But
no,
hey,
you know what I mean? And that's one thing too, is like you got to make people look past who you are, you know what I mean,
yeah,
or what you know what I mean, whatever decisions were made in the past, you know what I mean, and you can rise above and do something better with yourself. You know,
yeah,
don't sell yourself short. Yeah, I work in a warehouse. I run a forklift. All right. Well, why not be a manager in that warehouse?
straight up get certified and get the big checks, homie. You know what I mean? Nah, I get you, G. Hey, but look, I don't want to cut you short. It's getting close to the hour. Because I'm gonna load it and then I'm gonna drop it. Pretty much, I'm gonna drop it as a video. I don't want to drop it as a live so that it gets more views, homie. You get me? And more individuals tend to tap in because some people don't. Hey, where'd you go, my boy? Smoke, hey, come back, my boy. Well, pretty much, what I was saying while the homie comes back, you know what I'm saying, to the screen. I wanted to tell people, right, that make sure to subscribe to the homie local, Smokey the Local Bear, right? If you have any more questions when it comes to the sucker freeze and stuff like that, right? Because he actually knows when it comes down to them individuals, right? I'm hoping that the homie comes back so that he, you know what I'm saying? There we go. He's right here.
I think I got that McDonald's Wi-Fi today or something, man. Damn,
Yeah.
bro.
But like I was saying, pretty much, I'm gonna exit so I can put it as a video so that people can like tap in, and especially if you, like I said, you have questions, make sure to drop any questions on the homie. I don't know if you have the community. You have your community post going already?
Yeah. My community post is going right there on YouTube. You know what I
Well,
mean?
after you see this video, make sure to share it on your channel. You know what I'm saying? On
Yeah,
the on
dog.
the on the thing, and people, hey, if you guys tap in, make sure to drop a comment. Let them know, homie. Especially when you guys have comments and questions when it comes to the sucker freeze, this homie
Yeah,
will let you know, and at the same time, you can tap into his
yeah.
channel
Just
so
just
that you guys
ask.
can see. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, this is what the homie's about. The link will be on the comments. I'll have one of the homies drop the homie's link so that you guys can tap into this channel as well. Hey, I appreciate you being here, homie. Ya sabes, G. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm gonna end up dropping this video. I'm gonna try to drop it tonight, bro. So I'm gonna try to drop it tonight because I have some viewers that watch stuff at the night. I noticed. And well, if you happen to watch it in the morning, well, I hope you guys like this video. Make
Yeah,
sure to hit them likes, subscribe, all that good stuff. And ya saben, man, it's your boy Conejo, and he was right here with the homie Smokey the Local Bear, homie.
yeah.
You know
You
what
already,
I'm saying?
yeah. Like I said, questions, anything, man, just hit me up. You know what I said? Like I said, I'm not here to promote like any of this. You know what I mean? I'm giving you guys a little historia. You know,
Yeah.
just telling you what you know what I mean. Not everything, you know what I mean, because sometimes you just can't put everything out there. But
No, no, no. Yeah, of course. Not no hot questions, guys. You know what I'm saying?
we
You know
don't
what
make
I
no
mean?
hot bundles coming in, bro. You know what I'm saying? But like you guys got questions about that or about what I do for work and shit like that, bro. Or you know what I mean? I just try to keep it positive. You know what I mean? And try to help anybody out. Put out good positive energy. Yeah, you'll see me in the comments talking shit, whatever. But you know what I mean? That's all in good fun, bro. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
that's all tops, bro. That's why it's called the YouTube Yarda, homie.
Yeah,
Especially for the people that haven't tapped into the live, make sure to tap in, bro. You know what I'm saying? You guys will have a blast there too. It's a whole different environment, but then the videos. But this
yeah,
is a video so that you guys know what's up and to technically tap into the homie's channel and you guys, you know what I mean? You guys will like to get down, homie. I guarantee you that. So with all that being said, man, it's me and the homie Smoking the Local Bear, and we send ours until hasta la otra. Hey, homie, just stay on. I'm gonna exit the